Hey everybody. Okay, so I wanted to try something a little different for this project. I'm first just mixing up some resin. It's a part A, part B, and you put equal amounts of each in a cup, and then you're going to stir that up. And I usually do it about 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes. But you can read your instructions on whatever resin you choose to use. Now here I'm adding some pigment. Okay, so I wanted to do another wine glass and I wanted to try to color the resin. So yes, I should not have this next to this foiled glass, which I do have a video on that as well. But I started out with the green pigment, and then I'm adding a little bit of white, and looking back, I probably should have done just the reverse. Started with white, added a little bit of green. But anyway, I'll explain all that later. So now I'm just going to pour the resin out onto the glass, okay? So you can see the green color. You cannot use a lot of pigment in the resin. It can only be, like the experts say, no more than 10% of your resin can be the pigment. So anyway, I was just a little leery of putting, that's why I said I should have started with white. I was trying to get a light green, and I actually ended up with more of a teal. But anyway, I was just experimenting. My thought process was, I'm going to color this wine glass, and then I'm going to put, maybe put a transfer on it, maybe a Christmas transfer. But anyway, I kept changing my mind. So I started rubbing the resin on with my hands, and now I'm using a little silicone brush just to kind of even it out some and to get that straight line at the top. And I just kind of hold it on there as it's spinning, and trying to be as still as I can and letting the line just form itself. And so I go back to using my hand and just smoothing out the color and trying to cover up any of those spots that I miss. Now I keep wiping my hand because I actually have too much resin on here. It's just way too much, which it's a little irritating because I hate wasting it. But anyway, then I started popping the bubbles with my heat gun. And you can move the paint around. Like if I wanted to blend some colors, I could have, and then just kind of moved it around with the heat gun. But I'm just trying to get it evened out. Now resin will self-level, so you don't have to get it too even, because it'll just, it'll even out on its own. Now, if you happen to get some of the resin above the line or anywhere that you don't want it, I took this little paintbrush and dipped it in alcohol and just wiped it off like that. I'm going to heat it one more time with the heat gun, and then I'm going to let it cure overnight. Now I'm just pouring rubbing alcohol over it. I know I said I wanted to try to put a Christmas transfer on here, but I couldn't find one that I really liked with this color, so I decided to go with some alcohol inks. Now again, this has cured. I let it sit overnight, and I started out with the alcohol, and then I just added some beige inks. I think this color was like a caramel. I'll have everything listed in the description, but you know, there was no rhyme or reason to this. I just wanted to use some colors that were a little bit warmer. And my first intention was to try to leave some of that green exposed on the glass. But the more inks that I added, the more I liked how it was turning out. And plus I knew I could remove some of that color with just regular alcohol. So anyway, I just kept playing with the colors and letting them kind of blend on their own. And from now on, when I do anything with alcohol inks like this, or you know, like glass, and I want it opaque, I'll just use glass paint like I did on this wine glass. It's just easier, and I'll save the resins for when I just want to kind of do a blending technique, like maybe this wine glass. But I just like to experiment and try new things because I always learn something new. And so in this case, I wondered if I could have a little bit more control with the alcohol ink if I just used this little paintbrush. So I grabbed the paintbrush and I started just kind of rubbing it through and letting it just, actually I was just dragging it through the inks. And this is the gold ink that I always love to finish with. And so it just acts a lot different with the inks than the other inks do. And so it just kind of, it disperses and it kind of spreads really like it almost like it fizzles. So I drop the gold in there. And again, I'm taking my little brush and just dragging it through. And I've never done that. I've always let the inks just drop and form all their little shapes. And I'll use a sponge. Now, I have used the little bits of a sponge dipped in alcohol and have kind of just made some designs. But I've never just dragged the paintbrush through like this. And I really liked it, but I realized that it would probably be better if I wiped my paintbrush off a little bit. After I run it through a little while, just clean it off because then the inks won't get so muddied up. So this is just pure alcohol right here that I'm just dropping onto my brush. Now the alcohol like reactivates the inks, so like the inks dry pretty quickly. So if I were to just squirt the alcohol on the glass, it just kind of wakes up that alcohol and it just starts moving all around. So I start thinking, hey, I'm gonna just kind of manipulate the colors with the paintbrush. So I start dropping the ink on the paintbrush and just kind of dragging it through. And I really like how this was looking. So I would just, I wasn't pressing down hard, and I would move the paintbrush kind of up on its edges a little bit and just kind of like thread it through. And normally if it got muddied or it was getting too dark, I would just drop the inks in those dark places, but then it would change the composition per se of everything, because it just kind of, like I've said before, alcohol inks have a mind of their own, and so they just start spreading and moving and making all other different kinds of shapes. So I learned something here, and I really like this. So this, again, I'm ending with the gold, and I'm just dropping the gold right on the tip of my paintbrush and just dragging it through. So I wanted to have the edge up there of the glass. I wanted it to kind of be gold all the way around. So I did end up just trying to do that with the brush, making kind of a straight line. It doesn't have to be straight and perfect, but I just wanted it gold. And so I love how this is turning out, and I started thinking, I wish I could get more gold on here. And then I remembered that I had those transfers. So this part is real quick. I'm just sealing it with a varnish, and I just went all the way around, and I gave it about 5 coats. So after it dried, I brought it back inside, and I'm going to use one of these butterfly transfers from the, I think it's the Papillon transfer set by Iron Orchid Designs. So I got it, I lined it up after I made sure that it was straight, and then they all come with this plastic rubbing tool, and so I just start rubbing it on, and it is such a pretty gold. It's a lot. Well, it looks a lot like gold leaf, which looks a lot like the gold metallic inks. So it really looked so good on the glass with all the gold in it. And so you just rub it on like you do the normal transfers, and kind of look at it every now and then. Make sure, don't pull the sheet off before it's completely transferred on, because then it'll be hard to kind of line it back up. So I just take my time doing that, and look look how pretty that is. I just think it's gorgeous. And so there you go, that's the finished glass. Now the inside was this teal green from the resin. So I'll have to think about my colors from now on. But I really love this, and I think some Christmas ornaments would be really pretty using this technique. So I hope this inspires you, and I will see you soon. Bye.